very important. Or when working on any equipment, have the gloves on, because these things have been used. And then the next thing, you got to make sure the power's turned off. You can turn it off from there first. Once that's done, you unplug it from the wall outlet and make sure all the power is turned off. You're not getting any current, any kind of voltage to the dummy, to the mannequin, I'm sorry. And you can begin wiping down the outside of it. Make sure you're thorough. You know, you get all parts of the mannequin, top, bottom, because everything's used. Now just give the arms a quick wipe down. You know, you see there'll be spots where you can clearly see that tape's been used. Make sure you get that, make it looking normal again. Alrighty. Did all that. And then, as we already showed you in the last video, how to access the inside, we already had the lungs and the intestine moved out. You could see there's green fluid in there from where it's leaked out from the last experiment. You're going to want to grab some dried little towels, you know, just to soak that up, get all that cleaned off. There's some right there. Alrighty, make sure you get all of it. Alrighty, once you've soaked it all up with the towels, you can go in with your disinfecting wipe. You see there's like portions of green here where, you know, the solution has sat for a while. Get all this nice and clean, be nice and thorough. Nice and thorough. Alright. Clean. You can put the chest piece back on there. The teeth, the mouth, sometimes they'll do little drips in there, and what you get, you gotta remove the teeth from the mouth. You see it has all this white. You know, give these a wipe down, wash them if you want to. You know, make sure you clean the insides of the mouth as well. And, you know, get all that. Make sure it's nice and clean, like it's brand new. Now we're going to show you the insides, how to get this. You know, you take all this off, you clean everything that comes off, all this, everything that comes off, make sure you get the insides, get it nice and clean. You know, get this, you don't want to wash this because there's foam inside. You don't want to get the foam wet. It'll start deteriorating over time, it'll start ripping. Wipe all this down. There's speakers in here. You don't wash this. You just give it a quick disinfecting wipe down. All right. Alrighty. And now we're going to show you just how to simply wash the lungs and the intestine. Also, that's good. We'll just can be tricky to clean this because of just because of the material that it's made of. As you can see, when you're trying to clean it, it stretches one way, stretches another way. You know, just have, if you need help, have someone hold it down. That way you can get proper cleaning done on this. All the tape residue really needs to come off. Good wipe down. Alright, then make sure not just the other spots, but you give the whole thing a good wipe down once you've gotten all that taken care of. And the inside as well. You know. And you know, if you see that you need a new wipe, go ahead and just grab one. You know. This one's getting old, starting to tear. Just go ahead and grab a new wipe. Alright. you're going to be showing you how to clean the insides of the mannequin, the simulated lungs, the intestines, the colon, the genitals, and the stomach. We could start with the teeth. You're going to want to wash it first, then you're going to want to sanitize it, and you're going to want to rinse. Wash, you just apply a little tiny bit of soap. We use Joy, it gets basic dishwashing liquid. It's very, you don't need too much, just a little bit. Apply it there. Turn on your water. With a little rag, get it wet. The rag wet. Scrub it inside and out. Sanitize it. Rinse. You want to get all the bacteria off. Because people are going to want to be using this next. For the lungs, I'll show you how to just do this one. You're going to want to take this valve off because there'll be buildup here of simulated, all kinds of simulated fluids. Wash it. You don't just move it around. You're going to want to scrub in there because there'll be buildup in there. You don't want that. There'll be buildup of fluids that gets pumped in there. And then rinse it out. Sanitize inside and out. Get that all worked up in there. Make sure you get this piece too. Alright, once you got that piece done, lay it down. The intestines especially, with the simulated intestines, this comes off, like always. You pour a little bit of soap in there, you get it nice, moist. You move it around just like so. This one especially, you get all kinds of buildup here, all that plaque and stuff. Try and get like every little crack and crevice there. Take some of that water out. Sanitize. You don't need too much sanitizer. You just want to be thorough. Always be thorough. Ready? All that. Outside. Get all the soap residue out because that'll build up too, and you don't want that. There you go. You got all that clean. Let's clean this little guy too. Get him. Sanitize him. Set it all out to dry. You don't want to put it back together right away. The colon, there's your opening right there. Same as always. Little bit of soap. Don't need too much. Wash it from the outside. A rag with some soap will do. And then make sure, just as last time, and you scrub on the inside like so. Scrub the inside, sanitize, outside and inside. Work that solution in there. Get all that stuff off. And the simulated feces will go in here, so sometimes, that'll be tough to take out. It might take a little longer. This one was actually, clean for the most part, but most of the time they're filled with all kinds of, simulated feces, and you really have to scrub. You got to make sure everything comes off. Make sure you get it all nice and clean. Alright. once you get all the soap out, you know, get all the water out, of course, just lay it out. We could start on the this part right here. You know, a little bit of soap. This one doesn't have any real insides except for this part right here. A little soap, clean the genital, the simulated genitals, clean all the connection slots. Make sure this is all nice and clean. Put the water in there, soaking up. Boom. All should come off. See? All comes off. Sanitize. Very important. Sanitize all the equipment. Alright, for the stomach, last and final piece. This little thing comes off. Once you get that off, that releases. That way you get a nicer clean inside. These all come off. Actually makes it real easy to clean this one. Here, I'll get those a little bit later. Wash, rinse, and sand. Wash, sanitize, rinse. Grab the outside with the rag. What you can't do with the rag, remember, you just scrub the walls of the lining inside, you know. Get all that in there. Got a nice little flow going on. Sanitize. Boom, 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 boom. Get these last little pieces. Make sure you get the little pieces. All the connections, very important, you get around what actually screws on. Get all this clean, nice and clean. Sanitize. You could even sanitize and rinse this. A little too strong there. Got all these nice and clean, rinsed off, and that is how to properly wash, sanitize, and rinse what makes up the internal organs of the mannequin.